to actually talk about all the great things that Danville can bring you as projects control team. And there's a lot of money in that. But you're right, I'm not coming. But I am going to support everything that Paul said and everything that Eric said, because those are things that I've been saying myself when I was on their side of the desk. And I am going to reinforce what Kyle said, because I am one of the turnaround managers that did buy into the engage your contractors early and make them part of your team. And I will tell you that what Spartan's telling you is not a sales pitch, it is the truth. If you engage your contractors early and make them part of the team, you will be more successful. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about any of that. These guys have done a great job. The premise of this segment is in a competitive environment. So the reason I'm not going to talk about what we do is because that's only millions and tens of millions of dollars. And if I'm going to properly do you guys right and talk about being in a competitive environment, let's talk about the big money. The big money is in what Eric and Paul are telling you. And what are they actually telling you? They're telling you that to be competitive, we need to drop the expert-driven mindset. We need to be process-driven. Everything these gentlemen talk about is process. Process, process, process. And there's a kind of myth in the turnaround business that, we still haven't really perfected the turnaround process. And I'm just going to be the guy that goes, a title on that. We've known the turnaround process inside out since about 1960. And I personally, as a turnaround enthusiast, literally have a file cabinet drawer full of turnaround process. I think I could probably speak to everybody's turnaround process in this room. And I'm here to tell you that as proud as you each might be about your individual turnaround processes, they're all the same, right? There's differences that you put in there because of the quirks of your company budgeting cycle. Maybe you need to have your class 3 estimates 6 months in advance, so you have to tweak the process that, maybe you need to do that. But the 75 or so key deliverables that lead to turnaround success, everybody's turnaround process includes them. So what I'm here to say is what we need to bring future competitiveness into the turnaround environment is a re-engagement of senior leadership at the strategy team level. And the simple reason why I'm going to say that, the process works. It's rock solid. And any of the people in this room that are currently sitting on the team that say, no, our process keeps failing, I challenge you on that. Because I do a ton of failed turnaround forensics work. And I have never seen a failed turnaround that was compliant to their turnaround process. And even more shocking, in most people's turnaround process, the number 1, sometimes as low as number 3, key deliverable in any modern turnaround process is the only thing we ask from senior leadership, the only deliverable we ask from the strategy team. Give us your long-range strategic maintenance plan for this facility. I want to see the next 25 years. And I've never done a forensic review of a failed turnaround that had that deliverable. It's the first thing I find missing every time. And then I don't find a finance team support plan. And then I don't find an HSE team support plan. And I've had conversations with people in this room about this. And in the past years we talked about is, the half a dozen bad actors that are always running their turnarounds. There isn't half a dozen bad actors. There's one, compliance. So why did I open up by saying we need to re-engage senior leadership? In our modern workspace of matrix management and pillared teams, which turnaround manager have you ever met has the authority to bring this team that doesn't want to comply with the turnaround process concept? Now, I want to keep this generic and not single out individual teams, but if the turnaround manager has a critical deliverable that needs to be on his desk at T-12, and one of the teams is feeding back to him and saying, we have our own process and it's to deliver that at T-6 weeks. Okay, there's only one level in the company anymore that can fix that. Paul can fix that. he can't make that team in that other pillar comply with his process. So that brings us to what the real problem is here. And it's something we don't think of outside of the military very much. Okay? A turnaround is a team of teams challenge. Paul's turnaround process impacts literally every single division and pillar in that company, with perhaps, hopefully, not involving the legal department too much. Okay? Hopefully. And I've seen turnarounds where that turned out too. So if we're going to assemble a team, each one of those people come from a team that has their own rules and their own way of doing things, and we're all human. We all, if we're on a team, show allegiance to our team. Right? And the U.S. military has been dealing with this for a long time. Right? When they created the concept of SEAL teams. SEAL teams are composed of people from the Army, people from the Rangers, people from the Marines. If you know anything about military history, these people are automatically set up to be intercompetitive. It's the way you drive performance in the military. You let your people be competitive with each other. But you can't have 7 guys go out from a submarine alone competing with each other. So what do? They create a team of teams. And when that SEAL team deploys, they deploy based on the SEAL team process. Not the Rangers process, not the Marine Corps process, the SEAL team process. That's what we need in turnaround to drive from the absolutely abysmal and very embarrassing number that only 3 in 10 practitioners since 1960 have successfully completed turnaround. But the other 7 in 10, why? I'm going to tell you as a closing statement, 100% of turnarounds should be 100% successful, 100% of the time. And the only way we're going to get there is if we get leadership support. Because we're doing everything we can at our level. We need the person that can cross those pillars and tell those other pillars, you will participate in this team of teams event, and you will follow the processes we dictate. Thank you.
Peter, you make a very good point here about how it's the alignment. We talked about communications, but that one team approach, that one process, and hitting the milestones. Because as an industry, it's nothing magical.